Yo, what's up, boys? So, just finished Atomic Habits, and I'll just go over what my kind of like perception of the book was. So, let's do that. I didn't plug my microphone in. Whatever. Let's get to it. There we go. Also, the last video was about the Oura Ring. I got it to work, and I found out some key insights about it. So I tracked my first sleep score, and I got 91, which is pretty good as far as I know. And I found out my resting heart rate was 47. Resting heart rate of 47, and then my heart rate variability was like 60 milliseconds or something. Bro, it's honest, it's beautiful outside. Look at this. That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. Look at that shit right there. I tried to speed run the last bit of the book so that I could film outside, because like the weather is like really good, but didn't get to doing that. So I finished the book. The book is like 300 pages, but the last pages are only like like notes and weird stuff. So I didn't read that. Acknowledgement, notes, and index. So it's like 260 pages, and I just read everything. I also read What Should You Read Next and Life Lessons from the Four Laws. So I'ma just go through the book and just go over what my thoughts were. So there is this the contents of the book, and I think I'll just like go over. I don't know how long this video is. But I'll just go over them and speak about what my perception of it was. So the introduction with his story. So he basically got hit in the head with like a baseball bat when he was younger, and before that he played baseball, and then because of that he got like all fucked up from it, and he couldn't play, and he had to relearn basic skills like walking and stuff. So anyway, so the first chapter, the surprising power of atomic habits. In this chapter, he basically talks about the surprising power of atomic habits, but the general belief is that to achieve something great, you need to do something great. But he basically disproves this by saying that all you need to do is get 1% better every day, and then you'll, like, after a year you'll be 37 times better. But obviously you can't improve by 1% every single day. So he just basically says that it's not about suddenly meditating for 30 minutes a day. It's about meditating 1 minute every single day, and then getting the habit going. And then if you improve 1 minute or 1% a day, then you like eventually you'll meditate like 30 minutes a day. So it's just like getting this small It's like if you just start the habit and you get consistent in it, then the habit will like compound. So anyway, that was the first chapter. How your habits shape your identity, and vice versa. In this chapter, he basically talks about how most people set goals wrong. They set goals like, I want to reduce my screen time, I want to start reading, I want to become a singer, but I want to, right? But instead he says you should change your identity. And the way you change your identity, let me find the graph. I remember there was a graph. Here we go. You need to change your identity, and your identity is the middle of this sphere. Fuck, I feel like my explanation of this shit is so horrible. Anyway, so it's like you need to change your identity instead of changing what you do, because if you change your identity, then you will also change what you do. And yeah, I feel like this stuff makes a lot more sense in my head, and when I try to articulate myself, it's like horrible. So, how to build better habits in 4 simple steps. The 4 simple steps are: make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. What these things are is basically, fuck, let me find the graph for it. Here we go. So there is, let me find the like proper graph for it. Yeah, anyway, here it is. So there's like 4 stages to building a habit. There's the cue, there's the craving, there's the response, and then there's the reward. Say my bad habit is eating chocolate, which I just did earlier today. The cue is me looking at the cabinet where I know the chocolate is stored. That's the cue. Then the craving is wanting to eat the chocolate. Then the response is me going up into the drawer and taking out the chocolate and eating it. Then the reward is the nice taste on my taste buds and the sugar rush and the dopamine spike. So yeah. Yeah. So make it obvious. The man who didn't look right. I have no idea what that was. The best way to start. Bro, I can't do it like this. I need to... One sec, I know where to find this. One sec. Here we go. Okay, this is basically where I can read off of. So, the first part of the 4 steps of the habit, breaking a habit or making a habit, is the first law, which is the cue. So, to create a good habit, you need to make it obvious. The way you make it obvious is to fill out the habit scoreboard, write down your current habits to become aware of them. I haven't done this and I don't really plan on doing it, which sounds weird, but it's basically where you take all of the things that you do in a day and then you write down if they're a negative, natural, or a positive. For example, waking up is natural because you're gonna wake up either way. Making your bed first thing in the morning, that's a positive. Going down the stairs, that's a equal. Taking a shit, that's an equal. Brushing your teeth, that's a positive. Then going out, making breakfast. If you want to have a sharp mind, then you probably shouldn't do that, so that's a negative. So it's just writing out all the habits that you do in a day to become aware of what the good habits you have are and what the bad habits are. And when you've become aware of them, then you can start to eliminate the bad ones and make the good ones better, and you can start to make more good habits, basically. So that was the 1.1. Fill out the scoreboard. 1.2 is the implementation intention. Implementation intentions, yeah. If you want to do something, instead of saying, I wanna go to the gym more, then you say, I will go to the gym at 8 a.m. at the gym. Or I will go out onto my bike at 7:45 tomorrow outside, and then I'll go to the gym. So you need to make it very clear exactly what you need to do. Instead of saying I want to go to the gym more, you say that 8 a.m. gym tomorrow, this time, whatever. Make it as specific as possible. Then another strategy you can do to make it obvious is you can do something called habit stacking. After good habit, brushing my teeth, I meditate for 30 seconds. then you can stack these habits on top of each other, and then the cue for the next habit is the reward of the previous habit. So you stack them on top of each other. After eating, I do the next habit, which is cleaning the dishes, whatever, right? 1.4 is design your environments, make the cues of good habits obvious and visible. Say I want to read more. Instead of having the book at some faraway place, or I want to read more. Instead of me having the book at the fuck is that called? The place where you put all the books. The bookshelf. Instead of having the book in the bookshelf, let's say you want to read when going to bed. You put the book on your pillow, because it's so obvious. When you're going to bed, you need to like be in context. You will see the book before going to bed. So that's just making the cue very obvious. So there is the first law, make it obvious. The second law is make it attractive. Use temptation bundling, pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. So again, that could be something with the habit stacking. For example, what's something you want to do? For example, let's say you like to play football or something. You like to play soccer. Then you wanna like hit your water goals for the day. You wanna get better at drinking more water. Then say, go out and like grab the football and whatever, and then drink some water. I'm not sure on this exactly. So the 2.2 is join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. So there was this dude who was like, I don't even know exactly why he did this. He like got some children, and the only priority with these children was just to get them to be as good at chess as possible. So he was just like rewarding chess in the home, and the children got fucking awesome at chess anyway. So join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. If you join CrossFit gym or something, and you sign up to this sport or something, and you try to be friends with these people, then their normal behavior is the CrossFit. So you'll be more influenced by them, and then you like do more CrossFit maybe. So 2.3, create a motivational ritual. Do something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. Let's say you enjoy playing some soccer. Let's say every single time you go for a run, before that you play 5 minutes or 10 minutes of soccer before that. That's actually probably something I should do. I like soccer and need to get into running a bit more. Then you will want to start the initiation of the good habit, like the running. Because you want to play the football, so then you get ready, you play a bit of football, and then you run. Yeah. Anyway, the third law, make it easy. 3.1, reduce friction and decrease the number of steps between you and your good habits. That's the same with the first law of making it obvious. If the book was in the bookshelf, compared to it being on top of your pillow when you're going to bed, it's so much easier for you to pick up the book and start reading, because like it's right in front of you, instead of you having to go out of your way and go over to the bookshelf and get a book. So decrease friction. 3.2, prime the environment, prepare your environment to make future actions easier. If you want to reduce binge eating, you want to reduce sugar intake, reduce the sugar in your environment. Stop having sugar in your environment. This seems so obvious, but it's like I feel like a lot of people are missing it. And if you want to, like whatever, it's just like prime your environment to make it easier for you to do the actions that you wish to do. If you are addicted to video games or whatever, and you have an extremely powerful gaming PC or something, if you sell that, then you have no way of you to play like the video games. I don't know, it's just like prime your environment the best that you can. I think this makes the most sense when you're moving out, when you have full control of your environment. Then it's just set up your environment so that it's supporting your goals and supporting your what you want to do, basically. So 3.3, master the decisive moment, optimize the small choices that deliver outsized impact. I don't remember what this was about. Let me go. I'm actually a bit curious now. What was that? Law of least effort, 149. For the laws of least effort. Yeah. Oh yeah. There was this. You know the world map of how Africa goes from south to north, and America goes from South America to North America, but the West, like Europe and Asia, we go from west to east, right? So the law of least effort is that it was much easier in the agriculture days to spread out and gain more farmland on the west and east axis of the planet, because the climate was practically the same. But if you went from Mexico and tried to plant stuff in Mexico compared to planting stuff in Canada, it's much different. The environment is much different. You have to find different plants, different strategy of using it. So that's why like Europe got so much further ahead or something like that. So yeah, master the decisive moment, optimize the small choices that deliver outsized impacts. So if you stand between two choices, you stand between eating the chocolate bar or you stand between eating the carrots. How could you make eating carrots easier than eating the chocolate bar? If you don't buy the chocolate bar, you would need to drive to the shop and you would need to buy the chocolate bar before you could eat it. And if you prepare carrots, you prepare like a bit of dipping where you could dip the carrots into and whatever, right? Then it would be so much easier to just eat the carrot. Like if you just wanted a quick snack, then you just eat the carrots instead of going down to the shop and eating a chocolate bar, right? So 3.4, use the 2 minute rule. Downscale your habits until they can be done in 2 minutes or less. So this is something that I'm gonna start doing as well. It's basically exactly the same as in the beginning, where we talked about the remarkable returns of Atomic Habits. The 2 minute rule is basically you start by doing the easy thing, and when you get in the habit of doing the thing, then and only then you can start to get the results of the habit. So there was this dude who wanted to get into the gym, but he had failed so many times. So what he decided to do was he limited himself to only be in the gym for, I think it was 5 minutes or something. So what he did was every single day he went to the gym, he went on the running machine or whatever, and then he did 5 minutes. And once 5 minutes were over, if he felt motivated to do more or whatever, he would just leave either way. Like 5 minutes was all he gave himself to be in the gym. If he wanted to be in the gym for longer, he just limited himself. So no, go home now. He did 5 minutes every single day. I think for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, something like that. Then after that, he did 15 minutes, and then after that, he started doing the workout. So first he got in the habit of just going to the gym. After that, he got into the habit of doing the workout in the gym. So it's very easy to just turn up to the gym and do nothing. But then he got that habit going, and then he started actually doing something in the gym. So it's just use the 2-minute rule, meditate for 1 minute a day, and then like you'll basically be able to do that every single day, if it's a priority of yours. 3.5. Automate your habits, invest in technology and one-time purchases that lock in future behavior. I only remember this as how to break a bad habit. Let me see here. The third law. One sec. The third law. The third law, how to make good habits. Blah blah blah. 14.169. 169. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay, so it's like if you wanna get better sleep and the goal of yours is to get better sleep, instead of having to get sunlight exposure, eat 4 hours before sleeping, taking melanin, I think that's what it's called. Am I still recording? Yeah. And instead of doing all of these habits, instead of that, just buy a good mattress, just get blackout curtains, just remove your television from your bedroom. Do these one-time things that just improve the habit overall. So, nutrition, buy a water filter to clean your drinking water, use smaller pallets to reduce caloric intake. Happiness, get a dog, move to a friendly social neighborhood. General health, get vaccinated. Buy good shoes to avoid back pain. Buy a supportive chair of standing desks. Productivity, unsubscribe from emails, turn off notifications and mute group chats. Set your phone to silent, use email filters to clear up your inbox. Delete games and social media apps on your phone. Finance, enroll in an automatic savings plan, set up automatic bill pay. Cut cable service, ask service providers to lower your bills. So these are one-time actions that you can take to make your habits better. Law number 4, make it satisfying. 4.1, use reinforcement. Give yourself an immediate reward when completing your habit. An immediate reward. Oh yeah, I remember this. It's if you wanted to get into the habit of working out and you wanted to reward yourself, you need to reward yourself in the proper way. Instead of you going to the gym and then you reward yourself with junk food or you reward yourself with a chocolate bar, you reward yourself with a massage, or you reward yourself with a good healthy meal from the local restaurant or whatever. You reward yourself in a way that also helps your habit. Yeah. 4.2. Make doing nothing enjoyable when avoiding a bad habit. Design a way to see the benefits. Fuck, isn't this just quitting a bad habit? Make doing nothing enjoyable. Fuck, I need to see what that was also. 4.2. How to stick with good habits every day. 195. 195. And here. What the fuck was this? Make doing nothing enjoyable. I think this was just about habit tracking. How to recover quickly when your habits break down. Yeah, bro, honestly, I don't remember this one. Use a habit tracker, keep track of your habit streak, and don't break the chain. Fuck, I probably just like skipped a bit of it. Anyway, use a habit tracker, keep track of your habit streak, and don't break the chain. When you have a habit tracker, you get this immediate reward of getting to check the box. Also, with the habit tracker, you get to actually, you're actually accountable to the thing that you actually do. Because usually us humans, we overestimate what we actually do, and we overestimate the inputs that we put in, and we think that we do much more than what we actually do. So if you actually make a habit tracker, you'll be able to actually see if you did the things that you thought that you did. So and then another, here it is. This was what I was about to say. 4.4. Never miss twice. When you forget to do a habit, make sure you get back on track immediately. This is something I've preached a lot also. I did like a 7-day challenge where I tried to not watch any podcast, listen to any music, any long form educational YouTube videos, anything like that. Then on 5, I fucked up. I watched 30 minutes of YouTube, and then right after that I just got straight back to it, and then everything was good. So basically what it means is life can get in the way. Sometimes you won't be able to make it to the gym that day. Just make sure you don't miss twice. So that was how to create a good habit. Now let's get to how to break a bad habit. Inversion of the first law, 1.5. Reduce exposure, remove the cues of your bad habits from your environment. I've probably also already talked about this. If you're trying to drink less soda, be in an environment with less sodas around. Inversion of the second law, 2.4. 4. Reframe your mindset, highlight the benefits of avoiding your bad habits. So basically what this did was, it made an example of the saving, and every single time, there was this couple, every single time they wanted to dine out, instead of actually dining out, then they would not do that, and then they would insert that amount of money that they would have usually spent dining out. They set it into a savings account for like a vacation that they wanted to go on. So if you can in some way, shape or form highlight the benefits of avoiding your bad habits to making it unattractive to do. Inversion of the third law, make it difficult, 3.6. Increase friction, increase the number of steps between you and your bad habits. If it made an example, if you're addicted to watching TV and all you want to do when you get home is just watching TV, if you instead of that put the remote into the drawer, then you will need to like go and get the drawer. Then if you take the step above that, if you disconnect the cables from the TV, then when you get home you'll need to take out the remote and plug in the cables and then wait a few seconds, and then you can turn on the TV. If you then take the TV, put it in a closet or something, then if you want to watch TV, then you need to take the TV, put it up, set in the cables, take the remote, and then turn it on. Then you can take that another notch up. You need to get the TV, put it up, set in the cables, take the controller, and then you can't turn on the TV before you name exactly what you're gonna watch. So to like not just mindlessly watch something. So it's increase the friction for you to actually do the bad habit. So 3.7. Use a commitment device. Restrict your future choices to the ones that benefit you. This is where you... Okay, I'm just gonna use the example in the book again. This dude, they got like a child, I think, and he wanted to lose some weight. And he, the way he did that was, it looks like it's here in the inversion of the fourth law. Use a commitment device. Fuck, what I was gonna say now, I'm gonna say here. Okay, so inversion of the fourth law. 4.5, get an accountability partner as someone to watch your behavior. That makes sense, right? You just like talk to your friends, talk to your family, and tell them your plans basically, and help them keep you accountable to it. Create a habit contract. Make the cost of your bad Make the costs of your bad habits public and painful. So this was what I thought the user commitment device was, but it's basically where you make a contract, doesn't have to be a real one, and then you say to someone that if I don't achieve X by this time and I don't quit smoking within this amount of time, then I will do this very embarrassing thing, or I will give X amount of money to a charity, or I will give you this amount of money, or something like that, or I will take us to do this thing, or whatever, right? So it's just like make a habit contract. Then there are a few advanced tactics also after the book, which I'll try to go over real quick. Okay, let me see actually how long the video is. Okay, it's 31 minutes long. Fuck. The truth about talent, why genes matter and when they don't. When genes matter and when they don't. So here it basically talks about if you want to become a master at a specific habit, like running, then like it basically talks about, there is this dude called Michael Phelps. You probably know about him. He was like an Olympic swimmer, the best in the world or something. And then there is this other dude called El Giroui. El Giroui. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but basically, El Giroui was one of the best at like distance running or something. One of the dudes was Michael Phelps was swimming, and this El Giroui was running. Michael Phelps had short legs and a long torso, and this El Giroui had long legs and a short upper body. So if they switched sports, it would look like they both had horrible genes, but that was just because they switched sports, and their genes wasn't ideal for the specific sport that they were going for. So if you want your genes to benefit you, you need to pick a sport where they actually do benefit you. And I think this is a side point that's not in the book, I think all of us have a specific advantage that we can take advantage of if we just try. I think too many people, they just give up immediately basically, and they don't even try to figure out what their hidden talent is and how their genes can benefit them. For example, if El Giroui was getting into swimming, right? He was getting into swimming, and then his genes would basically be fucking shit for that. Like they would be shit for it. And then if he just had the perception, oh, my genes are horrible, then that would be the reality of it. But he got into running instead of swimming, and that's why his genes were an advantage to him. So get into the sport where your genes are your advantage. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is, instead of going into a specific sport, create your own sport. Mix two sports together. Find a game where the odds are in your favor. Yeah, so it's basically, there was this dude, I was trying to find this specific example. Find a game where the odds. I swear it was in this chapter. Anyway, it's basically, there was this one dude, he combined two things that he was interested in. I think it was drawing, and then it was comedy. And then he just made like his own sport. Obviously it's not like running or swimming or basketball or soccer, but he then combined his drawing with his his drawing with his comedy, and then he also introduced some business or something like that. And then he just like he made his own like sport, and there was like no competition. And then the things that he enjoyed, was like he got to take advantage of that. So that's basically the genes thing. Yeah, the Goldilocks rule: how to stay motivated in life and work. So yeah, there is basically this thing called the Goldilocks zone, and it's you need to make the things that you do not too easy and not too difficult. They need to be just difficult enough. And they made like a study where they found out that it should be 4% more difficult than your current skill level, so that you just need to focus, but not it has to be not difficult enough to the point where you just give up. Let me see if I can find the 4%. Okay, it doesn't matter. So it's just like yeah. Yeah, okay. So the downside of creating good habits. When you create a good habit, it becomes more and more automatic. In chess, when you play chess, you'll start to memorize a lot of these openings. I played chess for a bit. I got to like 1200 rating, which is like pretty decent. And I didn't go that in depth into the openings, but it's basically when someone did a specific move, you would know exactly what the best move would be. Not because you calculated all the moves ahead, you just knew what the best moves were. So you didn't have to think about what to do, you just moved. And when you start to become really good at, for example, soccer, you don't actively think about how to get better. You just like play. You just run around with the ball and then like, shoot, this is oversimplified. But you need to reflect on your behavior. And when you reflect back on your behavior, you make these minor adjustments to what you are doing to get even better. Yeah. Conclusion: the secret to results that last. Yeah, this is basically what I've just talked about. Then there's the appendix that I didn't. Then there's what you should read next, and then little lessons from the 4 laws. It's just I just read this. It's just like there's not really anything in particular. It's just like spread out small bits of wisdom. Yeah. So that's it for the first book. I don't know what book I'm gonna read next. It's getting kind of late. I didn't expect this recording to be so long. It's been 38 minutes. But anyway, I also got the Oura Ring to working. Oh yeah, fuck, I already talked about that. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself actually for reading this entire book. I started 7 days ago. Now I finished the book. I'm gonna start another book and then I'm gonna finish it in a week. This book was quite an easy book, to be honest. I had to read just under 40 pages a day, and as you can see, like the pages aren't that long, and on some of the pages they are like look like this. Then one of the pages is just blank, and then there are these graphs which also takes up a bunch of space. Let me find one of the graphs. Yeah, for example here, then the graph takes up a bunch of space where you can't where there's nothing to read, and then again blank page. So this was quite an easy book. I read some of another book called The 48 Laws of Power. I read like half of the book, I think. Didn't get to finish it, so I think I'll when I come home to my mom's place where the book is, I'll try to see if I can finish that. And yeah, so this was about, I would say this was equivalent to like 200 pages, not 300. So yeah, I'll find another book. I have a, oh wait one sec. I have these books, and then one sec, I also have some here. Yeah, so I have these books here. I have Steve Jobs, which my dad read, and then Elon Musk. Atomic Habits, I've just read that. Who Moved My Cheese, I've already read this. Really short book. This was actually pretty good. The 12 Rules of Life, I read some of that. It's just like, I have a bunch of books where I've just started them and then haven't finished them. Oh, yes, I'm gonna read Deep Work now. That's what I'm gonna start reading. As you can see, I got a little bit into it. Look, I've literally read to... You can see I'm like drawn in the book. Oh, whoa, I've read far into this book. What the fuck? I've made like underlines at page 115. I was such a fucking idiot back then. What? I've actually read far into this book. Yeah, this is where I gave up. So I read to like... Yeah, here it is. I read to page 126. Which is like this far into the book, but I didn't finish it. So I think I'll probably read this. It was funny reading this book. Because like I made some underlines in the book, and the underlines was just like horrible. I don't know why I made those. Anyway, so the next book that I'm gonna read is gonna be Deep Work. Then I have How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've already read this book. I think I'm gonna reread it at some point. Then I have The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's in Danish, which is fucking weird. The same with, like, this as my language. Then there's the Elon Musk book. I just looked at it. It's also Danish, which is weird as fuck. Then I have the Steve Jobs book. This book is massive. Yeah, fuck, there's like 700 pages. Yeah, 700 pages. Thick ass book. And this is also in Danish. Fucking hell. I don't want to read Danish, it's so weird. But yeah, then I also have The Art of Being Fucking Honest. And it's also in Danish. So yeah. The next book I'm gonna read, Deep Work. Yeah. Deep Work. Go do the thing which you've been procrastinating from doing today, and have a good rest of your day. See you, brother.